Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Now, I will tell you my last forecast. And that's the whole story. This is my educated guess as to how the saga between Ripple and the SEC will conclude. This is where we'll dive into the topic. Keep in mind that I'm simply sharing my personal perspective. It's not like I have any inside information. Let me digress for a moment to address this ledger problem, though. Those of you who follow me on Twitter may have noticed that I recently started griping about the platform's new account recovery function. Moreover, I'd like to make myself perfectly clear. I have used Ledger Nano wallets, Trezor, and various other software wallets. And I'm not freaking out over this. Since it is a decent wallet for many different cryptocurrencies that Trezor and others don't support, I'm not planning to shift all of my holdings off of it immediately. This means you're in a bind. But this is where I think the issue lies. You can get access to your crypto wallets on another device, one that you still have in your possession, providing 2 of the 3 encrypted parties agree on the account recovery process. But how certain can you be of that? What if the court ordered you to provide these coins or this wallet, or if the government cracked down on these businesses and said, I want X, Y, Z, access to their wallet? These businesses, however, will soon be required by law to grant you access. So, I find this hard to believe. No one has requested this particular function. That begs the question, why? I believe they are aware that in the near future, this feature set will be required for major, crypto wallet providers. This is a new premium feature that is being introduced at this time. If it were truly premium, you'd have to pay for the latest Ledger Nano or whatever it is plus an additional cost per month. But they aren't acting in that way. This is being implemented so that they may later claim, look, we've been doing this for years and nobody's complained. It's really secure. Have no fear. This upgrade is now required for all users. The way I see it, it's going to becoming very tough to act as your own custodian of money. Additionally, you will likely be unable to use well-known wallet services. They will most likely adhere to such regulations. That seems to be the crux of the matter. In the end, it's not simply about providing an additional perk. Okay, then. Let's compare Ripple to something else. This concludes my forecasts. When summary judgment will be issued is unknown at this time. It could happen tomorrow or it could happen in a month. It's approaching rapidly. Let me explain it to you in simple terms. In the first place, you can end up with a resounding triumph. It's probable that Ripple will have a decisive victory because existing law does not fully cover cryptocurrencies and the sale of tokens by major developers, promoters, or founders. I suppose that could happen, but I wouldn't put any money on it being that simple. If I were you, I'd brace yourself for some upheaval as this news spreads and people begin to process this choice. Unregistered securities offers in the United States are likely to result in fines and penalties for Ripple. What is it? I can't say. No big deal in my book. Obviously, I'm not Ripple. This is not my cash. Of course they can afford to do so. There, I don't see it making a huge difference. Since their actions in the US may encourage US exchanges to list the tokens, I believe even some of the foreign sales could be caught. Once more, we'll have to watch the financial road ahead with interest. The reality is, reality. They'll just hand out the cash and be finished with it. Even though they don't do it at the moment, Ripple will eventually be able to sell to international investors, but they'll need rock-solid contracts to do so. This may be difficult to put into writing, but whomever is buying XRP abroad must promise that the cryptocurrency will not be reintroduced to the US market for a predetermined period of time. The fight, I believe, will center on instantaneous liquidity. Is our use of XRP for what it was designed for a rapid and convenient method of payment or a cleverly veiled attempt to make a profit? There's no telling if or when that transferred funds won't make their way back to the US economy. Is that a genuine benefit or a sneaky upsell? Do you pay $100 to the consumer in exchange for $100 worth of XRP, or do you simply cash in on the difference between the two amounts? They can't prevent Ripple from selling XRP to foreign investors so long as they put in place enough measures to prevent the cryptocurrency from simply re-entering the US market. Although on-demand liquidity is more complicated, this is not a conduit situation. I just don't see how they can make that promise. If the courts view this as merely a payment sent across the network, how will they rule on this matter? This is the greatest success you've ever had. Are picked up on if they even hint at the fact that this is really just a sales pitch in disguise. At the very least, that presents a major challenge for Ripple. I would prioritize finding that right now. They still have options to solve this problem. Working with a smaller number of exchanges to isolate the funds and prevent their recirculation into the US market would be more difficult, but it's possible. Keep an eye out for it. This is the major one. That's a huge issue that can't be fixed by writing a check, as it affects the company's overall operations and value proposition. Finally, here's what I think will happen following that tremor: a summary judgment and a settlement with the SEC. Because you already have the Hinman paperwork, the penalties won't be too severe. You have to take them to court and argue about fair notice, where they likely come out on top. It's easy to picture yourself in front of a jury sorting through embarrassing evidence that demonstrates not even the SEC had a firm grasp on how to handle this market. It's likely that Ripple would come out on top. However, you'd rather not invest the time. That's the most crucial part. This is why they plan to settle down in the future. Yes, Ripple will concur. There will be legally binding agreements that prevent the re-entry of XRP into the US market for a set period of time, say 6 months to a year. Policies and procedures will be in place to guarantee that any XRP or on-demand liquidity provided by their hoard is used solely to replenish the network, fill up holes in liquidity, and the like. However, they are not benefiting in any way from the exchange of said XRP. Slippage and similar factors are simply taken into account. When crypto projects sell in the primary market instead of the secondary market like we do, I believe it will show at least to some degree that the SEC has power over this field. Once reporting standards, light registration, and other such guidelines are released, everything will start making sense. We will now proceed with the trades. There will be a fight over Coinbase. I seriously doubt it will take 2 years. In exchange for listing approval and maybe further monitoring, they will agree to submit to SEC oversight and reporting requirements. Before you know it, a new generation of Americans will be buying and selling cryptocurrencies. Even if it would be stricter than previously, it will attract many major companies that want the assurance that their operations are in full accordance with the law. The world will be perfect if a few wealthy individuals buy up XRP on the secondary market in the United States and get it trading again. The latest news and updates about XRP, the digital asset that has gained significant attention in the cryptocurrency space. This video stood out due to its informative and well-presented content, providing a comprehensive overview of the recent developments surrounding XRP. Overall, this video served as an excellent resource for anyone interested in staying updated on the evolving XRP ecosystem, making it a truly valuable piece of content. Please subscribe and like as always. See you later. Bye.